Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wrestling Tales, stories from the ring and beyond. I'm Sean Mooney. And today we're going to take you back to 1998 and the WCW's Halloween Havoc, an event that promised nostalgia, spectacle, and one of the most talked about rematches in wrestling history. On paper, it sounded incredible. Hulk Hogan versus the Ultimate Warrior, running it back from WrestleMania 6. But what fans actually got was chaos, confusion, botched execution, and a main event that has gone down as one of the most infamous disasters in professional wrestling history. Let's break down how this dream match turned into a nightmare. Before we get to 1998, it's important to understand what Halloween Havoc was supposed to be. WCW launched the event in 1989 as a Halloween-themed pay-per-view, one of their signature annual shows. Over the years, it delivered big matches, spooky presentation, and moments that helped define WCW's identity in the 90s. But by 1998, WCW was deep into its creative peak and crash era, where huge ideas often didn't translate into good execution. And nothing represents that better than this main event. WCW sold this match as a once-in-a-lifetime nostalgia bomb. Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, a rematch 8 years in the making. The original WrestleMania 6 match was iconic. Two larger-than-life babyfaces colliding in a historic passing of the torch moment. So, the question in 1998 was simple. Could they recreate that magic? Short answer, no. Long answer, absolutely not. The build featured tension-filled segments on Nitro, but behind the scenes, reports of strained communication and limited cooperation between the two legends were already circling. Still, WCW pushed forward. Halloween Havoc 1998 arrives. The crowd is ready. The atmosphere is electric. Hogan makes his entrance with Horace Hogan. Warrior follows. The bell rings. At first, it's slow. Very slow. Basic strikes, awkward pacing, and two veterans trying to find chemistry that simply isn't there. Then things escalate. Warrior knocks Hogan to the floor. Hogan tries to introduce a planned flash paper spot where he was supposed to burn Warrior. Instead, Hogan accidentally burns himself. Right there, live on pay-per-view, Hogan's face is visibly singed. Mustache, eyebrows, all affected. And just like that, the match is no longer a match, it becomes improvisation. After that botched spot, everything falls apart structurally. Horace Hogan gets involved, delivering what fans and writers later called one of the most ineffective chair shots ever seen. From there, the match drifts between awkward pacing, miscommunication, and stretches of silence where nothing meaningful happens. The crowd's energy fades. What was supposed to be a historic rematch now feels like a long, disjointed obligation. Eventually, Horace interferes again. That opens the door for Hulk Hogan to hit the leg drop on the Ultimate Warrior for the big pitfall. It's over. Roughly 14 minutes on the clock, but it felt significantly longer to many who were watching. And instead of a nostalgic celebration of wrestling history, fans were left with confusion and disappointment. The backlash was immediate and brutal. Wrestling journalists and fans labeled the match one of the worst of all time. Some ratings even placed it at the lowest possible tier ever given to a WCW match. Ouch. Prominent critics described it as disjointed, awkward, and fundamentally broken. Not just a bad match, but a symbol of WCW's creative instability at the time. Even those involved later admitted it didn't work. Hogan himself reportedly took responsibility for the failed flash paper spot. Warrior, on the other hand, would later express frustration with the entire experience, calling it deeply regrettable and politically driven. To make matters worse, Halloween Havoc 1998 didn't just fail in the main event. The entire pay-per-view ran long. So long, in fact, that many cable providers cut the feed before fans could even see the Goldberg versus Diamond Dallas Page main event. That means some fans paid for the show and missed the actual finish. WCW later attempted to fix the issue by airing the match on Nitro the next night, but the damage was already done. Halloween Havoc 1998 should have been a celebration of wrestling history. Instead, it became a case study in what happens when timing issues, poor communication, and creative misfires collide on a live stage. Hulk Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior 2 was supposed to relive WrestleMania 6 magic. Instead, it became one of the most infamous reminders that in wrestling, nostalgia doesn't always equal success. And sometimes the past is better left in the past. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Wrestling Tales. And whether it's a work or a shoot, that's how it was told to me. I'm Sean Mooney. Thanks for listening.